Harold was completely stunned by what he was seeing. He knew Charlie was tough, but he never expected this. The bodyguards, armed with knives, were no match for Charlie at all. Seeing the murderous look on Charlie's face, Harold's legs started to shake. Coming here to take the villa had been Mrs. Wilson's idea. Because he hated Charlie, he'd volunteered for the job, seeing it as the perfect chance to destroy him. But he never imagined Charlie would take down all the bodyguards without getting a single scratch. Is this guy even human? Charlie was already walking toward Harold, his face like ice. He was going to teach this punk a lesson and make him pay for it, painfully. Seeing Charlie coming for him, Harold's face went pale with fear. He blurted out, "You can't kill me! I'm from the Wilson family. If you even touch a hair on my head, the Wilson family will never let you get away with it." Charlie was cold and unmoved. He walked right up to Harold, grabbed him by the collar, and said icily, "The Wilson family means less than nothing to me." "Claire! Uncle, make him stop!" Harold pleaded with Clare and Jacob, all his earlier defiance gone. Claire said coldly, "You brought this on yourself. You deserve it." Jacob looked from Clare to Harold, completely torn. He had to admit he was completely disappointed with the Wilson family. Harold was his nephew, but Harold didn't care one bit about family, so why should he? But the Wilson family still had power. If Charlie actually killed Harold, the family would come after him with a vengeance. Thinking of this, Jacob said helplessly, "Charlie, just teach him a lesson." Charlie thought for a second, then gave a cold nod and slammed Harold to the ground. Gravel dug into his face, and blood started to flow freely. "I'll let you live," Charlie said, "but you've pissed me off. You may not get a death sentence, but you're not getting away unpunished." With that, Charlie drove his fist into Harold's lower stomach. The punch was full of force and landed right in his groin. Even though Harold was just an ordinary guy with no martial arts skills, that one punch was enough to destroy his ability to ever function as a man. From now on, he would be completely useless in that department. The pain hit Harold like a tidal wave, the worst pain he had ever felt in his life. He writhed on the ground, screaming in agony, with no idea what the long-term damage from that single punch would be. Afterward, Charlie immediately called building security. They arrested Harold and his crew and took them to the police station. Then Charlie went to check on Gavin. Luckily, Gavin had only suffered some scrapes and bruises. It was nothing serious, and Charlie was relieved. Still, Charlie was furious with the Wilson family. After a stunt like this, they couldn't blame him for whatever happened next. When they got home, Jacob sat on the sofa. The cuts on his face had been cleaned, but he still had a bruised nose and a swollen face. A dark bruise was already forming on his forehead. He seemed to be in a daze, his head spinning. His own brother had ordered bodyguards to beat him severely. He felt a deep, chilling hurt and was still seething with anger. Claire gently dabbed some ointment on his forehead and said, "Dad, Charlie already got back at them for you. Try not to take it so hard." Jacob sighed. "I just feel so cold inside. My own mother, my own brother. Neither of them treats me like I'm part of the family." Then Jacob added, "Claire, now that they've kicked you out of the Wilson group, what are your plans?" Claire said, "A plan? I guess I'll just start looking for a job." Seeing this, Charlie didn't say anything. He just walked out to the balcony and called Salman White. The second Salman answered, Charlie asked him, "Your nephew Gerald, is he still engaged to Wendy?" "Yes," Salman said quickly. "Mr. Wade, do you have any instructions for me?" Charlie's voice was cold. "I've cut ties with the Wilson family. If your White family stays connected to them through marriage, I won't be happy about it. And if any problems come up because of it, don't blame me for being harsh." When Salman heard that, he got nervous and blurted out, "Mr. Wade, please don't misunderstand. Our family has wanted to call off this marriage for a long time. If you weren't their son-in-law, we never would have agreed to an engagement with someone like Wendy in the first place. Don't worry, I'll have someone go over right now and inform the Wilson family that the engagement is off." Charlie nodded, satisfied. "I'll leave that to you," Salman hurriedly promised. "Mr. Wade, don't worry. From now on, the White family will follow your lead in everything." "Good," Charlie said simply. "Do it now." "Yes, Mr. Wade." So the Wilson family wanted to align with the White family? Well, so much for that fantasy. Next, Charlie called Doris from the Grand group. The Wilson family was already on the ropes. It was time to land another blow. As soon as she picked up, Charlie said coldly, "Doris, I want you to make a public announcement that the Grand group is suspending all cooperation with the Wilson group, and make it clear that we will never work with them again." Doris was surprised. "Mr. Wade, that's your wife's family's company. Did they do something to hurt Miss Clare that badly?" Charlie said flatly, "My wife has cut ties with them. From now on, they have nothing to do with her or me." Doris understood immediately. "Don't worry, Mr. Wade, I get it. I'll release a statement right away." Just like that, the Wilson family was completely finished. So Mrs. Wilson thinks she's untouchable? Let's see how she feels when she has nothing left. After hanging up, Charlie went back into the living room and looked at Jacob. He saw that Jacob's eye sockets were swollen, and the bruise on his forehead was getting worse. It looked like it would take at least a month and a half to fade, and he could tell that Jacob hadn't just suffered cuts and bruises, but also some trauma to his brain. There was a small amount of bleeding inside his skull. The best thing would be to go to the hospital for a procedure to remove the blood clot. Otherwise, over time, that internal bleeding would be a ticking time bomb. One day, it could suddenly rupture, which could be fatal. However, Charlie was afraid Claire would panic, so he decided to keep this to himself for now. He stood up and said, "I'll go out and buy some medicine to treat Dad." The mystic texts described many healing techniques. He knew of a special prescription that could ease his father-in-law's melancholy and improve his blood circulation, which was exactly what he needed. Claire asked curiously, "What kind of remedies are you going to buy? Will they really work? Or should we just go to the hospital?" Charlie smiled slightly and said, "There's no need to go to the hospital. The doctors will just try to scare him and make it sound worse than it is. Dad would only get more anxious if he heard that. I have a remedy that is very effective for bruises." Claire nodded then. When Charlie opened the door, he happened to see a familiar face standing just outside. It was Christian Knox. He frowned, looked at Christian Knox, and asked, "Why are you here?" When Christian saw Charlie, he smiled warmly and said, "Mr. Wade, I heard you ran into some trouble today, so I gathered some medicinal herbs and brought them over for you to see." After he spoke, a bodyguard behind him stepped forward and respectfully presented a red wooden box. Christian opened the lid and smiled. "Mr. Wade, please take a look." Inside the box was a rare, wild ginseng root as thick as an arm, a shiny purplish-red ginseng root, and several other expensive herbs you couldn't find in a regular herbalist shop. Charlie glanced at them. Although these herbs were valuable, they didn't contain much spiritual energy, but they were better than nothing. As it happened, he needed to prepare a circulation booster, and these herbs would be perfect for it. Charlie nodded slightly and said, "I'll take them." Christian quickly handed over the box and said, "Thanks to your guidance, Mr. Wade, everything is going great for the Knox family now. Our business has doubled in the last 2 days, and it's all because of you. In the future, if you need anything from the Knox family, please don't hesitate to ask. I will do everything in my power to make it happen." Charlie said, "Then keep an eye out for me. If you find any more high-quality herbs, bring them to me. They're very useful." "Yes!" After Christian agreed, he immediately asked, "Mr. Wade, if you're not busy, would you like to come over for a home-cooked meal?" Charlie said flatly, "Some other time. There's a lot going on at home right now." "Okay," Christian said quickly. "Then I won't keep you." After speaking, he left. Charlie turned around and went back inside. Jacob's headache was getting unbearable, so Claire was helping him get ready to go to a nearby wellness center, hoping a massage would help his circulation. Charlie said to him, "Dad, it's not a good idea for you to be moving around right now. Just rest for a bit. A friend just dropped off some herbs. I'm going to make a pill for you. It should really help." Jacob asked doubtfully, "Charlie, since when do you know how to cure people and make medicine?" Charlie said, "I learned a little bit a while ago." He could hardly tell him that he'd read the mystic texts and knew of a special pill. It was a lost herbal remedy. It could not only clear blood clots in the brain, but it also had a miraculous effect on serious brain conditions like strokes. If he made that pill, it would definitely cure Jacob. But Jacob was a little worried. He said awkwardly, "Charlie, it's not that your dad doesn't believe you. You're good at fighting, sure, but you can't learn how to treat people and save lives just by watching TV." He coughed twice and said, "Look, just let Claire take me to the hospital." Charlie smiled slightly and said, "Okay, if you don't trust me, you can go to the hospital and give that a try first. If it works, that's great." Jacob said quickly, "It's not that I don't trust you. It's just, it really hurts right now. I'm just going to go see a doctor first." After he said that, he turned to Claire. "Claire, let's go." Claire nodded, helped Jacob to his feet, and they left. Charlie walked into the kitchen and started preparing the remedy. According to the mystic texts, this medicine was incredibly effective. Jacob only had some minor bleeding in his brain. To make the remedy, Charlie left out a few of the herbs before he began.
To know more, listen to the audio series Heir in Hiding, only on the Pocket FM app.